Welcome yogis to another flow. My name's Megan and I'm guiding you. We're going to start today in a seated position. If you want to go ahead and grab a block or some books, something as a prop that you can use throughout the practice and even for right now to be comfortable in your seat. And when you're ready, make your way onto your mat, ignoring the plows, ignoring all the other sounds that you might be exposed to. Finding yourself in a comfortable position, sitting tall, where you're able to lower your gaze or shut down your eyes. And start bringing your attention inwards. Start scanning the body, noticing where you are tensing, clenching, tight, and consciously relaxing those muscles, letting go of your grip, sending your inhales there, and creating more space. Starting to observe any thoughts that try to distract you, take you off your mat, and just letting them pass by, coming back to your body, back to your breath. Matching your inhales and your exhales to a slow, controlled rhythm. Setting the pace that you'll want to maintain throughout the practice. Taking another moment of silence here to crystallize your intention for this practice. Something to help anchor you to your mat, to this moment. Can offer you the intention to slow down. On my recovery day this week, I tuned into the chatter in my mind and realized that recovering, slowing down, came with guilt, came with doubt, I think it's important to have recovery, have the option to take a break, to listen to your body, to celebrate your efforts. And so today, my intention is to slow down on my mat, ease off. It's often the most challenging type of practice, doing less, doing it slowly, quietly, so that I am recovering, so that I leave my mat refreshed. Take 5 more deep breaths as you crystallize your intention and focus on your breath. releasing that inhale into the belly, letting go of those muscles. Feeling yourself expand on the inhales and sink into the mat on your exhales. Take one more deep breath. Exhale out of the mouth, big sigh. Coming into a cross-legged position if you're not already there. Maybe sitting on a block to keep your hips elevated. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, drop the right hand down to the mat and reach your left arm over to the right, getting a deep stretch on your left side. Maybe coming down onto the forearm, dropping the neck. Your next exhale, start rolling your shoulder towards the mat. And then inhale, roll it back up. Maybe even opening up the shoulder, bringing your arm behind you and rotating at your own pace, at your own slowed rhythm. One more time. Starting to ease up on your right arm, gently bringing yourself up slightly, keeping a bend still towards your right. Reach your left arm towards the left and look for a sticky spot in your neck. So just moving your left arm stretched out, and maybe doing a few movements with your neck to find a tight spot. And when you found it, shutting down your eyes and breathing into it. Send your inhales into that tightness in your neck. Now use your right hand to gently bring your head back to center. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, left hand drops this time. Reach your right arm towards the left and come into a comfortable position where you're reaching, extending your right side body. Inhale, you're rolling open slightly. Exhale, rolling forward. Almost like a twist. Start to feel this in my lower back even. Really tuning into your body. What feels good? One more. And coming back to center there, reach your right arm towards the right, easing off on your left side a bit, and then finding a sticky spot, reaching your right arm around, small rotations in your neck, and when you found it, take a few deep breaths here. Use your left hand to bring your head back to center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, prayer hands at the center of your chest. Reach your shoulders up to your ears now, dropping your hands and roll your shoulders down your spine. We'll do that slowly 2 more times. Up to your ears, behind, slow roll. One more, inhale. Exhale. Coming onto your feet, we're going to come into a foot stretch. So curling the toes underneath and sitting back on our heels. If this is too intense, you can come out of it at any time. Just going to interlace my fingers, clasp my hands, and do a few very slow and controlled circles with my hands, getting into my wrists as I warm up my feet. slow and controlled. I can feel where I'm getting a good stretch in my wrists. And opposite direction. Releasing your hands, making fists, and doing circles with your fists. Getting still into the wrists. Been ignoring them for a little while, and they need this slow attention. And circles in the opposite direction. Interlace now your hands behind your back. Roll your shoulders to your ears and down your spine, opening up your chest. And getting into your chest and neck and shoulders here. Making circles with your neck. Or finding stillness, whatever feels good here. Let go of the clasp behind your back. Let go of your feet, maybe pounding your feet against the mat slightly. Then curls your toes underneath again. Come onto your foot flat and find a ragdoll at the back of your mat. Generous bend in the knees. Fold it over completely, either dropping your hands or finding the opposite interlace and having your hands fall towards the mat, continuing to get into your shoulders. Maybe in stillness, or bouncing or swaying. Whatever your arm variation is now, bringing your hands to the shins, straighten out your legs, straighten out your back, pushing into your shins, bringing your weight into your toes, halfway lift. Breathing here, pausing here. Turning our sit bones towards the sky, getting to the top part of our hamstrings. Exhale, fold over, let it go. Weight in the heels. Generous bend in the knees. On your next exhale, slowly roll yourself to stand, vertebrae by vertebrae. Head comes up last. And then bring your shoulders up to your ears and roll them down your spine. Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold at your hips. Come all the way down slowly. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands out and come into a downward dog. In your downward dog, your fingers are wide. You're pressing into the knuckles of your hand, especially your index and thumb knuckles. Your feet are about hip width apart, intending your heels downwards, but curling your sit bones up towards the sky. Weight is equally distributed in your hands and feet. Dropping your head, dropping your chest. Either wagging your tail, pedaling out your feet, or in stillness here in what is likely your first downward dog of the day. Building heat. Rolling onto your tippy toes, drop your knees, you're in tabletop. We'll do a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, curling your tailbone up, drop the belly, open up the chest, look up. Exhale, curl the tailbone in, doming in between the shoulders, look between your thighs, exhale. And doing this at your own pace for a few breaths, adding any variation. I'm going to continue into my wrists, switching the direction of my hands so my fingers are or towards my knees. Slow and controlled. If you've switched your wrists, coming back to that regular stance, and find stillness in your tabletop. Reach your right leg out and then your left leg, you're in the top of a push-up plank pose. Pausing here, breathing in between your shoulder blades, feeling strong as you press into the mat. Inhale to move forward on your toes, your shoulders are surpassing your wrists. And then here, either dropping your knees or slowly lowering yourself down. Maybe choosing the option that is a bit more recovery oriented or something that you don't normally do. Clasping your hands behind your back, inhale, roll your shoulders off the mat, lift your chest. Exhale, come down. 2 more times, reach your fists, your knuckles towards the back of the room. Inhale, you're reaching your upper back up. Exhale, lower. 1 more time, inhale, curl up, chest off the mat. If you're feeling strong, maybe lifting your feet off the mat, or maybe you're backing off. And exhale, let it go. Fingertips to the nipple line, curling your toes through table or plank. Come up and exhale, downward dog. We're gonna flow from downward dog to plank a few rounds. So inhale, come high up on your tippy toes, and slower than you ever have, like a wave, come into plank. On your exhale, bending the knees, send your hips back, and come into your downward dog. And we'll do this 4 times, really as slowly as you can. Last one. Find stillness in your downward dog. Bringing your feet together in downward dog so your toes are touching, your big toes. Inhale, left leg lifts, 3-legged dog. Your left foot is pointed towards the mat. You're not opening up the hip here. Your hips are still parallel. On the inhale, you can feel your heel reaching up higher. Exhale, bend the knee, take a big step, and plant your foot on the outside of your left hand. Drop your back knee. You're in a wide-legged low lunge. Either staying here and playing with your weight, feeling a nice stretch in your right quad and into your groin, or coming down on a block or on your forearms. Taking a moment here, warming up the hip, maybe even rolling onto the outer edge of your left foot to continue to open up the groin. Taking a few deep breaths here. Coming up onto your hands if you weren't already. And on your next exhale, straightening out your left leg and sending your hips towards your bum. Just coming into a nice hamstring stretch, back of the leg, still into the groin really, on our left side. Inhale, bending back into the left foot, come up off of your back knee and drop your back heel. We're gonna come into a warrior 2. So your right foot is along the short edge of your mat, and you roll yourself up to come all the way into your warrior 2. Your left foot is pointing forward, your knee intended over your pinky toe, radiating your arms on either side of you, and slight tuck of the tailbone here. Inhale, flip your front palm and reach back with your left hand, exalt your warrior. Getting a nice side body stretch. On the inhales, you feel yourself reaching a little bit further. On the exhales, you're sinking deeper into that knee and getting a deeper bend. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Exhale, gently drop your left forearm to your left thigh and reach your right arm towards the front, coming into your extended side angle. Not putting too much pressure on our left hand. Gaze downwards. If you need to back off, back off. Finding effort and ease and challenging yourself to choose ease. Inhale, come back to warrior two and waterfall your hands down. Take a big step back, downward dog. Walk it out. Finding stillness. Inhale, coming to plank. Exhale like water. We're going through water. Slowly lower down. Interlace your hands the opposite way behind your back. Inhale, roll your shoulders off the mat. Roll your chest up. Exhale, let it go. Curling your toes under, coming up any way that your body is craving, and exhale back to downward dog. Bringing your feet together again in downward dog. Inhale, right leg lifts this time, three-legged dog. Inhale, feeling the heel raise higher. Exhale, bend at the knee. Take a big step on the outside of your right hand. Drop your back knee and get comfortable in your wide-legged low lunge. Find your variation and settle into it. Coming onto your forearms or block or on the side edge of your foot. Tuning into where you can feel this posture in your body. Taking effort out of any place that you can, your neck, in between your eyebrows, dropping the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Setting yourself up, maybe coming back onto your hands on your inhale. Exhale, straighten out the right leg, send your hips back, and getting a nice stretch into the back part of the leg on your right side. Maybe playing with pointing or flexing, just warming up. Inhale, bend back into that front leg. Come up off of your knee in the back leg. Drop your left heel and roll yourself up into a warrior two, right leg in front. Warming up still. Feeling good. Deep breaths. Inhale, flip your front palm over and reach behind you. Exalt your warrior. Inhale, stretch it, reaching out further. Exhale, sinking in a little bit deeper. Noticing, feel different from one side to another. Inhale, come back to warrior two. And on your next exhale, dropping your right forearm And reaching your left arm over towards the front, extended side angle. I'm usually one that tends to take both arms into it, so I'm challenging my ego to back off and get this nice juicy stretch from my left fingertips all the way down my left body, side body. Inhale, come back to warrior two. And waterfall your hands down. Take another step back, downward dog. Inhale through plank. Exhale, lower. Back bend of choice. I'm gonna still interlace my hands. Inhale. Roll my shoulders and chest off the mat. Exhale, lower. Plant your hands. Inhale through plank or table. Exhale, downward dog. Going to move a little bit more. Bringing your feet together once more in downward dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. This again, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open up the hips, stacking hips, but maintaining the shoulders being parallel. Distribution of your weight equally in both hands, and your standing foot. Maybe looking underneath your right underarm to help you get that balance, kind of peeking towards your toes as your heel is aimed towards your bum. On your next inhale, bringing your knee in towards your chest, core plank. Send your knee towards the right hand side and stretch your right leg out long. Drop the right foot. Come onto the heel of your back leg and open up, reach your right arm towards the sky, fall in triangle. Holding here, you're backing off. Sending your hips towards the sky, not here long. Plant your right hand back down. Bring your left leg in towards your chest once more, and step in on the outside of your left hand. Drop your right heel and come up to warrior two. Find your breath. Inhale, flip your front palm. Exhale, exalt your warrior. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Exhale, coming into your extended side angle. Again, not here long. This is when we want to grab our block. So bringing it to the top left corner of our mat. So coming out gently of our side angle into warrior two, I'm going to reach with my left hand to grab my block, and I'm going to plant it about a foot away from my left foot to the left, heel toeing my back leg in, and coming into a supported half moon. Intending to bring my right heel and my right thumb in alignment, my right bum cheek, stacking my hips, completely open. My wrists, shoulders, and back are stacked as well. Coming out of it, if I need a break, and relying on this block for support. If I'm feeling strong here, bringing your right heel in towards your bum and grabbing it with your right hand, getting a really nice quad stretch here. Bringing your weight maybe more into the toes of your left foot. If you're finding a struggle with balance, having your gaze lowered onto a single spot is also helpful. But using a prop here so that the focus is more in the stretch than in the effort, than in building muscle, and saving enough energy to be able to bend back into our front leg, let go of our bind, and come into our warrior two again briefly. Bringing our legs now towards the long edge of our mat. We're gonna have our toes pointed in the direction of our knees, so towards the corner of each mat in a wide-legged stance. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinging from the hips, fold over. Coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Working on having our hips and our heels in the same alignment. Breathing into our hips, letting our head drop, letting go of effort, of expectations. When you're ready, making your way towards the left foot and planting your hands down and coming into a downward dog facing the opposite direction of our mat. So staying in downward dog or finding a child's pose are another option to ease off, to challenge yourself to take a break, or join me. Inhale through plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back bend of choice. Exhale, lower. Inhale through plank or table. Exhale, back in downward dog. Bringing your feet together once more in downward dog, toes are touching. Inhale, reach your right foot up this time, three-legged dog. Pausing here, and then bending your right knee, opening up the hip, sending your heel towards your bum, and looking underneath your left underarm, towards the ceiling, or maybe even peeking at your toes. Your next inhale, straightening out or lowering your hips and bringing your right knee in towards your chest, core plank. Twisting your right knee towards the left, extend it out and drop your foot to the ground. Bring your left heel down and open up your chest. Bring your left hand towards the sky, stacking wrists and shoulders. On the inhale, you can feel your hips towards the sky. Fallen triangle, not here long. Whoops. And when you're ready, dropping your left hand, knee back towards your chest, and then planting your foot on the outside of your right hand. Drop your back knee. And then dropping your foot on the outside of your right hand. Dropping your back heel and coming up into a warrior two. Right foot ahead now. Right knee intended over right pinky. Finding your breath. Maybe already acknowledging you'll need your block, putting it in place. Inhale, flip your front palm over. Exhale, exalt your warrior. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. And when you're ready, creating some space for myself, grabbing the block with my right hand, bringing it about a foot ahead and towards the right. Heel toe your back leg in, and when you're ready, lift off, coming into a supported half moon. Oops, playing with balance. And when you found your alignment, getting a nice stretch in your quad, even just bending at the knee and tending your left heel towards your bum. If you're able to grab it or even use a strap, you're welcome. What feels good for you? What is something maybe you haven't tried before? Even coming down onto your knee, on your right knee, and doing it from a kneeled position. Where are you at, and honor that? Saving energy to let it go gently, quietly, through water, back in warrior two. And we'll set up again for a forward fold, bringing our toes pointed towards the long edge of our mat, each corner. I like to put my hands on my hips before folding over so I make sure they're fully aligned. And then hinging from the hips, reaching my chest forward, slowly lowering down as far as I can, using blocks or any support that might help take a bit of effort out of this posture. I can still get everything I need from this forward fold if I use props. Bending into your right knee this time, sending your bum down towards the heel. We're gonna switch from one side to another with our side lunges as we start to slow down. And the next time that your left foot is bent, pausing here, turning your toes and your body around. Bring your left foot towards the back of the mat and come into a downward dog. Last opportunity to go through a flow or back off. Inhale, coming through plank. Exhale, lower slowly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, we're back in downward dog. From downward dog, just coming to a seated position at the back of your mat. Any way that's kind of comfortable here. Coming into a forward fold. So our legs are long in front of us. We are sitting tall on our sit bones. Inhale, you reach your arms up. Exhale, again, hinging from the hips, trying to connect our stomach to our thighs, and using a block, props, or nothing to drop our hands towards the mat. When you've gone far enough, dropping your head, slight bend in the knees, can help protect your back and encourage a really nice stretch. Slowing down your breath, maybe adding on a second to your exhales. And slowly start making your way back up. Tall spine. And swing your legs over behind you again once more. We're coming onto our knees. We'll do a puppy stretch now before we start rolling over onto our back. So curling your toes underneath, planting your knees onto the ground. Bring your hips to be above your knees and start reaching your arms wide in front of you. I'm going to use a block here, and I strongly recommend you do as well, to rest my head on. So once I found a good spot, using any level of the block that you want, dropping your head, dropping your shoulders, getting a nice arch in your back, curling your sit bones towards the sky. You're in a puppy stretch, opening up the chest, nice back bend. I love putting a block on my forehead. It's like a massage in my permanent frown lines. If this is too intense, then please back off. Come into a child's pose. Or bring the mat even closer to you, changing the level of your block. How can you make this a pose that's comfortable? We'll take 3 more deep breaths here. One hand at a time, slowly coming out of it, sitting back onto your heels and removing the block. We're going to come to lay flat on our backs on our mat now, so flipping over. Knees are still bent here. Actually, you can bring your left leg long. Inhale to bring your right leg in towards your chest, give it a tight squeeze. And on the exhale, use your left hand to guide your right knee towards the left for a twist, making sure you keep that right shoulder on the mat, maybe coming into a cactus arms. Option to grab your toe, your left toe, and straighten out your left leg. What are you feeling today? Where is your body at? Honoring that. Wherever you are, the inhales, you can feel your hips and your ribs creating space, separating. On the exhales, you're twisting a little bit deeper. Coming back to center. Reach your right leg long, bring your left leg into your chest. Tight squeeze. And exhale, use your right hand to guide you, twisting towards the right. Getting a nice release in our spine. Doing the same thing you did on the other side if you're straightening out that left leg. Wherever you are is where you need to be. Inhale, coming back flat on your mat. And we'll come into a Shavasana. In your Shavasana, your right leg to the right corner, your left leg to the left. Tucking your shoulders behind your back, slight tuck of the tailbone of the chin for a long spine. Notice the space you've created in your body. Notice how good it feels to have honored where you're at, to have chosen the path of ease. noticing when your mind drifts off and bringing it back to your breath, counting your inhales and counting even longer exhales. I invite you to stay here for as long as you can. If you're ready to come out, start wiggling your fingers and your toes, making circles with your wrists and your ankles, looking to the left and the right, getting into your neck and back of the head. And roll over onto either side, coming into a fetal posture, using your head as your arm as a pillow, and taking a moment to say something kind to yourself. You got this. And when you're ready, slowly making your way into a seated position, hands in prayer at the center of your chest, like crazy hair. Thank you so much for practicing today. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace.